Have you ever wanted to be able to create video shots like the pros do in the movies? Have you ever wanted to put together shows of your family's important events? On this program, you will learn how to make your handmade pasta an amazing sauce. Norwalk Community College presents How Do I? Now join your host, Michael Long.
Today we're going to make an amazing meal using just a few ingredients and a little more than a fork and a knife. It will be easy to impress your friends with this beautiful handmade pasta and a simple but delicious sauce. First, we will show you the setup.
This simple pasta dish requires only about 5 ingredients, and you can make it with just a fork and a knife. So we're going to start out with a fork, a knife, some garlic, crushed tomatoes, fresh basil, eggs, flour, a little water in case you need it. And we're going to start by chopping our garlic. We're going to cut the garlic into halves and then slice those halves. Then take your basil and roll it up and finely chop it. And that will get thrown into the sauce along with your garlic. Drizzle some oil into the pot, and you're going to set that on a high flame while you open your can of tomatoes to have them ready to throw into the pot, because now that the pot is feeling warm, things are going to move quickly. Toss in your garlic and keep moving it around so that it doesn't burn. You want it to get just slightly golden and cooked when you toss in your tomatoes, and just keep stirring so that nothing sticks. Reduce the flame, add a little water to the can and add that to the pot, and then throw in your basil and stir it around. Once you have everything incorporated, you can add some salt, just to taste, just a sprinkle, and then put a lid on the pot, turn down the flame.
Now that we have shown you how to make the sauce, let's take a look at how to make the dough for the pasta.
Now for the pasta, for every egg, you're going to use a half a cup of flour. Pour all of your flour onto your countertop, make a little bit of a mountain, and then a little hole in the middle, like a volcano. So essentially you're creating a bowl with your flour. Once you have it nice and neat and good firm walls so that the eggs won't break through, you're going to break all of your eggs into a bowl so that you make sure you don't have any shells. And then take your eggs and pour them right into the middle of the well, just like that. And you want to make sure you get it all in there, and then start beating it with your fork, and that's all you need to do. Just keep beating it and incorporate flour little by little as you go, and when it starts coming together, then just go right in with your hands and mix it all up. Just start working it together from the outside in, and you start to knead the dough. And the more you work with it, the more the flour will incorporate into the eggs. And you're going to want to do this until all of the flour has incorporated in, and you'll end up with a nice smooth dough, just like this. So you'll make a little ball and you're done. Now cut the ball in half so that you have 2 smaller pieces to work with. It makes it a little easier. And then what we're going to do is set one aside, make another ball, and sprinkle your surface with flour. You want to make sure nothing will stick. And now we're going to roll out the dough as thinly as possible. You'd like to get this to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. So you roll out the dough into a circle, and you sort of press and pull it towards you and press and push it away from you, and just keep turning it around. When the dough is about 1/4 of an inch thick, you can start rolling it around the rolling pin onto itself, which will help you to get it thinner and smoother. And once you've done this about 4 or 5 times, you'll have a relatively large, flat sheet of dough. Make sure it's well floured and begin folding it onto itself into a long strip about 4 inches long. Once you've done that, you can begin slicing the dough with a very sharp knife, as wide or as thin as you'd like the pasta to be. Once you have cut a few pieces, unravel the pasta and shake it out onto your counter. Now we're going back to our sauce. Give it a little bit of a stir and it should smell great. Fill a pot with water, put it on the stove and salt it. It should be salty like the ocean. And once the water has come to a boil, toss in all of your pasta and give it a little bit of a stir. This pasta cooks very quickly, so it should be done in about 3 or 4 minutes. Once it's done, drain it, pour it into your sauce, and mix it around. You can finish it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, just a little bit on top. Mix that in, and then you can pass more at the table. And we're just about ready to eat. You can pour it into a serving bowl and get all of the good stuff from the bottom of the pot. And a little bit more cheese on top. And you're ready to eat. Buon appetito!
Today we learned how to make an amazing pasta with using only a knife and a fork. Now it's your turn to impress all of your friends. Thank you and have a good day.
This has been How Do I? With your host, Michael Long. Directed by Unal S. I am your announcer, Julian Valencia. How Do I is a Norwalk Community College student production.